Alright guys, we are back today with my 2022 Ford Maverick here. This is going to be a 5,000 mile update. This is going to also be a 3-month update as well. So we've had it for just about 5,000 miles in 3 months. We're just under 5K, but I'm calling it a 5K video because it's going to have 5K by next week, and I have time to make a video now. Here it is. As you can see, it's pretty clean. We are kind of in the winter time here, so it's kind of hard to keep it clean with all the salt on the road. So but anyways, here we do have it all cleaned up in the Area 51. Nothing crazy to report, just some more ownership updates. Living with it for 5,000 miles. I usually don't keep cars more than 10,000 miles, and that's just my track record, honestly. But with this, I love this thing. This thing is awesome. I really don't want to get rid of it, but I'm actually going to be selling it here in the next week. I will have a video on that explaining why I'm selling it. But anyways, guys, so I've put about 5,000 miles on the Maverick, and it's just been awesome. It's great. I love having a truck with truck capabilities. I've used the bed a handful of times, but really haven't used it extensively. But as you can see, it is right there. I do have a bed cover, a hard folding cover on order. It's been on order for the last 2 months, but I will just use that on another vehicle. So there's that, and it's also cold out, so you're putting a lot of stuff inside. That's one of the things I do notice without having a bed cover. Like on my prior trucks I've had, with a bed cover, I've been able to put groceries and stuff in the actual bed of the truck. But I don't want, it's not covered, so we can't. I actually have to roll the cart through 2 other cars and put stuff in the back seat. Not a big inconvenience, but that's what it is. Other than that, not a whole lot. I'm having a hard time putting stuff together here, but just kind of going to go over it again and just reassure that this truck is worth the wait, honestly. And it's such a great daily to live with. It's comfortable, it handles good, it's easy to park. See, coming over to the interior, it's pretty cleaned up. I have it cleaned up ready for sale right now, so I'll pull the key out there. But looking at the interior, as you can see, I have the lights on as well. It has automatic headlights as well. Now, when you turn the headlights off when you're driving, and you turn the car off and turn it back on, it automatically defaults into automatic mode. And I have seen some people complain about that. And honestly, I'm all for automatic lights going back into default mode these days, with people not driving with DRLs on all the time and all that stuff. You've done it to yourselves. This is why Ford put this here. So in that regard, I think that's pretty cool. So let's jump on over to the interior, check it out. My next car is not going to have this package on it, which is kind of sucky. This is actually a really nice feature to have, because on the XLT Lux package, you get this power lumbar. And I think that's just worth it right there alone. And you get all these other features with the Lux package, but this is a game changer right here, having this power lumbar. And it is very nice because it comes out and in as much as you really want it to. And it's a quick motor, so if you can see it on film there moving around, it's a great feature to have. So one thing I would like to notice here with about 5,000 miles is the cloth is kind of, I don't want to say separating from the foam, but it's making kind of a crease right here. So and I can feel the heated seat elements in here as well, so I'm sure that's all with also the heated seat as well, because there's a little bit of there's a heat pad under there, so you can feel the wires kind of down there a little bit. But I would like to notice the cloth is kind of lifting up a little bit. Other than that, their cloth seats, they're going to wear probably really good for the next 100K. We'll jump on into it now. We'll start it up. Really nice LCD screen with your FX4 package and your Lariat. I love this. It's a really nice gauge setup. So yeah, we got some radio coming on there. But one thing I like to say, this is actually really cool. I really come to appreciate the audio controls, being on the volume on the left and the audio on the right. The next vehicle I'm getting actually has everything right here, and no cruise control. So with that, I have definitely appreciated these creature comforts. Obviously, they're very minor details, but they make a big difference on driving. Leather wrap steering wheel, very nice as well. It's a very nice material. It's held up insanely well, obviously, with the mileage. It's, we don't have a whole lot of miles on it, but it's holding up well, and it feels good in your hands. You have nice bolsters right here. And again, the graining of the leather is actually pretty nice. No crazy wear and tear yet, but as I said, it's pretty low mileage still. Door panel materials. When you are cleaning these, I've wiped the interior down with like a paper towel. This is kind of a grainy material, so it does actually hold on to the fibers of the paper towel. As you can see, it kind of traps stuff. It's going to be a dust magnet, however you look at it. I guess I would suggest using like a microfiber when you're wiping everything down, especially the dashboard, because that same grainy material does follow up to the dash, and obviously when you're done wiping that, you see white particles all over the place, and it's kind of redundant when you're cleaning the dashboard. So you know, just try to note, maybe use a microfiber when you're, you know, doing interior cleaning. That really pretty much follows along with the rest of the plastics on the inside of the truck. They're just very rugged, hard materials, but that's not a bad thing either. And also with that, insanely quiet interior, no rattles, no squeaks, nothing that you would expect out of maybe a Ford product. And I really have to hand it these guys, especially with taking apart a lot of the panels in the last prior videos I've made with this, with doing speaker upgrades and stuff. It's built very well, so I'm very impressed with that as well. So coming down here to the center here, some noteworthy things I would like to talk about, again, with the mileage and the time frame I've had it, which honestly is not a long time. The plastics inside, they kind of scuff up pretty easily. So I've had a chapstick in here. It's hard to kind of see, but it's kind of scuffed up a little bit. You can see some white coming out of the plastic from getting nicked around and all that stuff. So it's just, I would say they're maybe fragile plastics. They're probably not going to look great as time goes on. And that also has to do, you know, being cheap. It's a cheaper vehicle. It's obviously a $34,000 car. Is that cheap anymore? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I guess it's up to you. But nonetheless, it's what it is. And so I would like to talk about these plastic, or these inserted rubber trays. You can obviously pull them out, and if you don't like the colors, take them out. And I would like to say you could probably add some accessories, maybe like a phone charger at some point. Maybe a company will come out with that. It's looking like there's a cover here, but looking at it, I think that's just molded into the plastic, so I don't think you could probably add anything. But getting back to these orange inserts right here, they get scuffed up easily. As you can see, there's some scratching going on there. Like, again, it's just kind of a talking point to where they're probably not going to age well as time goes on. And I'm sure companies are going to make, you know, different colors and, you know, stuff like that where the customization comes into play. But in stock form, these do kind of get scratched up pretty easily. Like you can see my nail just scratches it up. Again, just talking points that I have noticed with this interior. Honestly, I like the orange. I think it looks really good. I'm such a fan of this XLT interior. In my next car, I'm spilling the beans now, it's a Maverick. It's not an XLT, so I'm really going to miss this interior. I think they just really hit it on the head with this interior. Everything just flows so well, whether it looks like a porta potty dashboard or not. I think everything flows amazing. And right up to the moonroof, it flows. I mean, the moonroof is awesome to have. I love to vent it. It's as easy as that. Obviously, it's a little colder now, so it's pretty much closed all the time. But, you know, it's nice to have the option. We do have 3 damped handles as well. And then we do have a light back here. As you can see, right here is kind of a sunroof cutout. Yeah, center console right there. It's padded, very nicely padded. The touch points are really good in this thing. So you do have some soft padding right here, and even the plastics in here are nice and soft. They feel really good when you're just, like, say, rubbing up on them or whatever you got to do. Just little minor things that I tend to notice when driving. These turn signal stalks are super nice. They're very nice feeling. Again, that's something that sounds funny to say, but they're just, everything's very tactile feeling, and it does what it has to do, and they're presentable looking as well. So we do have intermittent speeds right there. So, and then I also do have the Copilot 360, which I pretty much have off, but you do have like lane assist. You can turn that on and off. I leave it off just because it just interferes too much in my opinion. So there's all of that. So we'll go over here to the trip and all that stuff. We've done about that on this tank. We're doing about, I said 19 miles a gallon. I really haven't reset it lately because of the cold weather. It just idles. So I idle it a lot in the morning, and before I leave I idle it, and that does affect the gas mileage display. So I really don't look at it a whole lot anymore. I'll go ahead and turn the car off just to keep that direct injection quiet. So we'll get out of the vehicle as well. Check it out one last time for you guys. But again, the next Maverick, I will have plenty of more Maverick stuff coming up. And if you can take a guess on what I'm getting next, it's probably pretty predictable. But yeah, we'll go ahead and pop the hood here. We have a trailer tow package as well that is just kind of adjusts your gain and all that stuff when towing. I've towed a handful of times this, as you guys have seen. It's towed great. I mean, I'm not towing, you know, 10 tons in the back, but for something that is meant to tow light loads, it does good. This one was also affected by the fuel tank recall. I think they just have to inspect it. I'm pretty sure that I have come to the conclusion that this one is not affected by it, but it still falls under that. It still needs inspected, but I do not think that it is going to have the issue with the recall. But again, coming over to the rear, everything does follow through as far as materials go. Super nice. I mean, honestly, it's a cool little BS-free vehicle, and it's hard to find cars like that these days that just do the job right without asking a whole lot. It does have the armrest back there. We do have the under-seat storage, again, kind of with the plastics getting scuffed up. I noticed when I was taking this off, I think that's what that is from. But I also had my trailer hitch down here sliding around. I didn't have it wrapped or anything, but as you can see, it kind of scuffed up the underbin tray, which honestly, whatever, it's a big deal. No one's ever going to see that, but it just kind of falls under the plastic talking point again. So there is that. I do have the floor mats. I do need to throw those back in. We're just kind of cleaning it up and getting it ready to go. So there's that. It is nice. It does stay up as well. We do have the single map pocket, which is nice that it is on this side, because when you're driving, you can kind of reach over and throw stuff back there if you have to. And when you don't want to use CarPlay to charge your phone, or you don't want your phone interfering, it's nice that they give you that 3.0 charger back here as well. As you can see, there's that. So if you want to just charge your phone separately from any other systems in the car, you also have that option as well. You also have a household. So I've never used this yet, but it's nice that it's there. You have a lot of options when it comes to charging. Again, you have the same setup right there as over there. So and then you also have a 12 volt right there, which honestly I've never used that either. So coming to the rear, we do have a sliding back glass, which is manual. I have opened this 4 times in my ownership. 2 of those times because I was sleeping back here for fresh air. The other 2 was me just trying to experience it when driving, when the weather was nice. Okay, if you're not getting a Lariat, don't get this feature. That's my own humble opinion. And this is coming from a guy that really likes these power sliding windows. Well, it's not power, it's a sliding window. It's just not ergonomic enough to move when you are driving. So if you want that fresh air when you're driving, you have to like stop and throw half your body in the back seat to reach this. It's just not ergonomic, and I really wish Ford just made that power. I understand that there's a reason it's not power, but just little things like that, it's minute, but in that point, I probably wouldn't get this in my next one, which honestly, my next one does not have this, and I'm not crying about it. But my next one does have that, which was a must have. So with that, I hope you guys take that as you will. The headrest, I don't tilt or anything like a lot of newer Fords do, but I don't find a need for that. I really find these seats very comfortable. So it's coming from a guy that is very complaining about that type of stuff. So we'll shut that up there. All right, so coming over to the rear of the truck here, I would like to say, I don't know if I had mentioned it before, or anyone's ever really mentioned it, but this actually, the tailgate locks with your key fob. So there's a mechanism in there that locks the tailgate, as you can hear right there. You also can open it and close it with your key, or lock and unlock it manually. That's pretty nice as well. You have that option. I would actually like to say this is kind of a flimsy. It's just very flimsy. So with that, that's what it is though. So the key is actually pretty durable so far. I have seen a lot of these fall off, but so far so good on this one. Opening the tailgate, we did install the strut as well. I think that's something that is very nice to have. You see the tailgate display and bed liner as well. I took off the slider rails and I misplaced them, and I don't know where they're at, so whoever gets it next, I'm sorry, but I took those off because I didn't like the way they looked, and yeah, what are you going to use them for? So anyways, there's that. But behind that, as you can see, there's some paint behind there as well. So there's that. But honestly, those sliders are such a novelty item. I just think it's just Ford's throwing that in there just to throw shit in. But that's just, you know, my opinion. I don't see what you'd use those for. You have plenty of tie-down hooks though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 tie-down hooks. I've seen some people complain about losing a tie-down hook with this. I mean, for God's sakes, you have 7 other tie-downs. Cry me a river, you lost 1 tie-down. And now my garage wall has a permanent bottle opener. Thank you, Maverick. So with all of that, you know, it's to each their own. You have some power outlets right here. Some storage down here as well. And some more deeper storage. So you can put about a fistful elbow deep in there. So, and then you have some more plugs to run some power wires and accessories. We have the 400 watt inverter as well. Now my next vehicle, I believe, has this as well. I don't know if it comes with the lighting package. I really hope it does though. I love this feature. I've actually used this a handful of times, probably just to show people my truck lights up in the back, but honestly, it's a cool feature to have. I wish more vehicles did this. So and we have that right there, which is sealed. And a little update on this. The condensation's kind of frozen around the gasket, so there is some water in there, some sitting water. It's gonna happen though. It's an outdoor vehicle, so all vehicles. So coming to the rear, I was gonna debadge that all-wheel drive right there, but I figured I would leave it on for the next person just to kind of leave it factory fresh. We have that as well. A big fan of these body colored mirrors, so I'm gonna miss that on the next one. But anyways, coming over here to this side, same thing pretty much as the other side, except you do get manual treatments, but you get a manual backrest and a manual height adjustment, which, you know, a lot of vehicles, they don't have height adjustments. They just have a backrest and back and forth. So it's really cool that they give you that option to kind of tailor your seating to, you know, your comfort, your own comfort level. So now we will take a look at the window sticker one last time. I'm sure it's been shown before, but if you are just seeing this video for the first time, this is what this truck has. It's got pretty much every option for the XLT. So as you can see, 2022 Maverick. There is all of our options, coming to a total of that price. Now, I do currently am selling it, so, and I'm selling it for more than I paid for it. You know, it's what the current market is, you know, adjusted to. So I'm selling it for more than I paid for it. Not the plan. That really wasn't the plan. My plan was to get something else anyways. So, and that something else is here now. So, of course, I'm going to get more for it if I can. It's just what it is. I wish this was auto dimming. I really wish this was auto dimming. Would have gladly paid extra for it. And I wish Ford really did not build this to a price point. I keep saying price point, but I would have gladly paid a little bit more to have some nicer amenities in this truck. You know, stuff like that. So I'm sure a lot of people would have, honestly. So this system right here, it does glitch every once in a while as well. I just have, you gotta live with it. It's one of those things you live with. It's part of the vehicle. You use CarPlay half the time anyways. So there's that. And also when you mute the radio and you turn the car back on, it's pretty much at like half volume, I've noticed. Because when I first started the video, I made sure the radio was off, and as you saw, we turned it on, it was loud. I don't like that. It kind of resets back to defaults. I don't know why, but so there is that. Minor little gripes. I hate my Ford Touch. I hate this. It's not my Ford Touch. It's Sync 3. It's whatever it is. I hate everything Ford makes as far as technology. But they make one hell of a vehicle in the domestic line. I will say that. Really, I don't think Chevy or Dodge can really compare to Ford, but that's my own humble opinion. Coming to the front, it's a very handsome looking front end with that 1-inch level kit. I think it just kind of gave it a more substantial presence on the road, and that's hard to do that with something that's kind of fugly like this. And I think that 1-inch level adjusted the angle of the face up a little bit more. It's hard to explain, but I really think that 1-inch level made the front end just look a lot better. We obviously do have the hood open right now. With the FX4, we do get the tow hooks up front. I honestly have never used a tow hook in my life, and I'm not going to miss these on the next Maverick. So with that, I mean, they look good, but for function, I don't understand. But everyone's different. We do have the XLT carbonized gray color grille right here. And then we do have our LED headlights, which are super bright. I love these things, and yeah, that's what it is to say about it. I don't find a need for fog lights. I know a few people have done fog lights already, and they look amazing. So maybe I'll look at that in the next one, if they make a kit or something for it. But I don't find the need for it. I find these headlights plenty bright. Under the hood, this hood feels like it's aluminum. It's a super light hood, so there is no struts, hood struts. But again, I don't find the need for it. This is the 2-liter EcoBoost, as you all know. It gets okay mileage if you really want to baby it, and you will get in the mid to high 20s. But if you want to keep up with any type of modern day traffic, you're going to get in the low 20s. That's just what it is with an all-wheel drive 4-cylinder that is a turbo. Some people put premium in these, and they can get better mileage out of premium and better performance, obviously. But premium, if you want to pay $4 a gallon, be my guest, step right up. So under the hood, there it is. Not much to look at, a lot going on. I do have a K&N air filter in it as well. That made a nice little difference as far as throttle response. And I think I did honestly pick up a mile a gallon, and I will not lie about mileage. I really think I improved my mileage by a gallon at least. Again, so yeah, you also get a nice little turbo whistle under the hood. But guys, that is going to be my final update on this Maverick. 5,000 mile, 3-month update. And I think you're really going to like the next Maverick I get. I think I'm going to be able to customize it a lot more to my liking. And honestly, that thing is quite a bit cheaper. And I will go into that all in further detail in the next upcoming videos in the next month here. But yeah, guys, I hope you really enjoyed watching the videos on this Maverick. I have had a great time making videos on this new product. Not a lot of people have this thing right now, so it's hard to get a lot of content and see a lot of content. So I've been really trying to get what I can out there and show you guys. Honestly, it's helped the channel out a lot, and that's quite obvious. So and that's why I've been making a lot of the videos that I can, because it helps me out and it helps you guys out. And generally, you guys have been pretty positive about it. I've had a few haters here and there, but it comes with the territory of YouTube. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this Maverick. Definitely stay tuned for the next Maverick, because that's what we are getting. So as usual, guys, thank you for watching, and we will talk to you all later. All right, I'm also going to show you guys I'm not a liar when it comes to the radio. I mean, it was muted when I turned it off. Oh, there you go. So I don't know if this has a special quirk in it or not, but anyways, guys, thanks.